Hey, remember these guys from the 80s? In Australia, they were called Machinemen. And this is Cy Kill, leader of the enemy machines, later named Renegades. But today, let's build his friend, this guy.
Dusty toys, hey you.
Mighty machine men, mighty robots.
Welcome back to Dusty Toys. As I said, these in Australia were called Machinemen, GoBots in America. Two factions, very cleverly called the friendly machines and the enemy machines, originally in Australia. Later, they became pretty popular in Australia, actually. Later, they took on the American names of Guardians and Renegades. This is Tankor, transforms into a tank. That Cy-Kill transforms into a cycle. I had the originals as a kid. I'm not exactly sure what happened to them, but nostalgia has hit. So let me move Cy-Kill for a moment so that we can have a chat about our friend Tankor. From the MegaHouse company, Macine Build, Battle Robo. I think Battle Robo is his name. This is Macine Build number 4. Cy-Kill's Macine Build number 2. I'm not exactly sure who else might be in the line. We'll get to the packaging in a minute. This is not a new thing either, by the way, because this is Dusty Toys. Of course, we look at old stuff. This is not brand new at all. Let's start at the start, shall we? So you can see there is what he's going to look like. Looks very like the toy originally. You can see here it's very wordy, but I think it's called the Macine Robo series, Macine Build 4 Battle Robo by MegaHouse. Trying to find these things using the right names was quite the adventure, let's say. On the side here, you can see some details. So it is like a building thing. You've got to build it partly. I remember building Cy-Kill, and the basics were there. You just had to kind of piece it together. But you can see there's different handguns, cannons, different whatever is going on there. I don't read Japanese, unfortunately. I wish I could. It's hard because there's more Japanese on this side. What's that supposed to say? Like, don't eat it? Okay. Sure. I will try not to eat it. You can see what he's going to look like, though. He literally bends over. That's how he transforms. That's kind of cool. I'm just trying to also find out when this was made. I'm looking for some sort of year, some sort of indication of how old this is. I don't believe it's like super recent, but if I find out later on, I'll pop it down later on. But let's open him up and let's have a look at him. So when you take him out, you will see exactly what I mean by being a bit of a, not a parts former, but certainly something that needs to be built. So we can see on from the outset here, you can see there's lots of pieces. There's a sticker, there's some hands, there's the tracks. So, it's add-on bits and pieces. When we lift up this, you can see there's the instructions so handily in Japanese for me to read. Blank on one side. That's where I'll write down my screaming as I try to work out what's going on. But little bit like the YOLO Park and the Blockies. The instructions are pretty clear as to what is needed. So when I hold up these ones here, you can see these blue things. They look like these shoulder sections. So then when we get to it, we have wrapped up in sticky tape, which is why I've taken him off camera a little bit there. We have the tank ready to go, but he's kind of sticky taped in. So I'm just going to have to take him off camera for a second and get him sorted out so that we can look at putting him together in some way. That'd be fun, won't it? Isn't it fun when I take it off camera? You don't know what I'm doing. What I'm usually doing is injuring myself, but luckily today that's not happening. So you can see here, it's like a frame sort of thing. Once we get him open, you'll notice there should be, better seeing on the camera, tabs and things to put on. One thing I do know is sometimes you just got to look at the picture on the box to see where you're heading. That way you know what he's going to look like in the end. Otherwise it makes it a little bit trickier. Let's have a look at his cannon here. Cannon looks pretty cool. Very much just like the one on the toy. Except these ones, the cannons individually move. That's kind of cool. And then you can give him the middle cannon. Up yours. So childish. Yes, I am. Anyway, let's have a look here. So you can see a little bit better detail. We've got some holes to put some things on. One thing that stands out straight away is the thinness of the plastic. That's just a ball joint. It doesn't feel like it's going to be super durable. He's already got a little bit of articulation at least as well. So you can see there, he's got a bit of a, wow, look at that. It's got a good front split there. He's very leg heavy, isn't he? He's like 90% leg and tiny bit of torso. So let's have a look at this and get him put together so that he looks all fancy pants. Let's just tilt down slightly and hopefully we can see more of him. All right, so let me open some stuff and then I'll come back and then we can start putting it together. All right, here is Tankor. I've done a little bit of pre-building and disassembling. We had all the frames and stuff that were holding things. I've basically just taken everything off so that I can put things on as quick as I can. Miracle of miracles. Let me just show you on the back here. There is a sticker that was supposed to go on here, and the miracle is I got it first go. It's very not like me at all. Not like me at all. But first part that we can do is cover that up with the canopy. So there are tabs on here, and it literally just clicks in, and that's pretty much it. So just like the YOLO Park and other thing, this does disassemble, but it's come pretty much assembled in the box. So, you know, he does have a little bit of a head tilt. Definitely not like the original. Definitely not like the original at all. So this one here, you can see there's a little gap there that goes over the top of those things, and it should give a satisfying click just like that. And then you do the same thing with the other one over the top and a little click like that. So now his shoulders are pretty much complete. You can see there's like holes all over his front where various things go. That's where the picture on the box actually really helped me. But, you know, because he's a tank, he's got his treads there, and there's some holes along the side there, and it's literally just line it up and put it in and press it down. He doesn't have any wheels or anything. I don't think he's meant to be as, you know, functional as the original, but then just do the same thing on the side there. Press it down to make sure it's all fit. So now he's got kind of cool looking legs. As I'm, you know, working him, I can see there's a little bit of articulation and stuff happening. So we'll talk about that when we're finished. But looking at the picture certainly helps. So his front has, hard to show, a red square that it has the peg pretty much in the middle, and so you just need to make sure that it goes around the right way, and if it doesn't look right, I'm not sure how easy it is to get it back off again. So when I put it one way, it definitely doesn't look like it's the right fit, but this one does. And all I'm going to do is just line it up and then press it in. It has a little bit of turn once you've done that, but, you know, there it is there. This side here are these angled yellow pieces that, if they don't go in one side, they'll go in the other. So that one goes in nicely there, and then this one will go in nicely on this side. That's not upside down, so it should be okay. Yeah, there we go. I'm trying not to mess it up too much. These aren't super cheap either. I don't know what they are in American, but this was around about 100 Australian. It's not very big, but, you know, it's a GoBot. I'd like a full masterpiece size looking one if we could. I have a feeling that'd be very expensive. Anyway, let's keep going. We've got some things down the front here. You can see I don't know if you can see, but they are shaped. This is like almost like a semicircle. That's a rectangle, which tells me then that this red little piece will go into the top of his leg. If you had tweezers or something, that might work even better, but I'm getting there. And that looks right. And then if we find a rectangle piece, we should be able to just slide that in, hopefully as easily, and then we can move on. I don't suggest having 12 cups of coffee before attempting this. Luckily I haven't, but certainly steady fingers are required. You can kind of see where it was connected to the frame that you took it off. I guess you probably could do something about that if you were so inclined. I probably won't be bothered because I'm lazy. But it seems to be relatively easy. Once you get going, I've only given the instructions a cursory look. So manly of me to not bother with the instructions. He's got this metal piece down the front. I'm going off basically the picture rather than the instructions, mainly because everything that I've seen so far has been connected to the front other than the sticker and the canopy. And of course, I'm having trouble with this piece in the middle, so I might just have to come back to it at the end if it's not going to go in properly the first time, because otherwise I'm just here fiddling with a guy's crotch for far too long, and I don't think that's going to look good. But let's get these other ones on. See, it just clicks in. So what's wrong with that other piece then? That's pretty stupid. I'll show you the cool guns in a minute. Nice piece of engineering on the guns. Let's get his hands in first. This is his left hand. I'm keeping the fist because that's kind of what I remember from the okay, that's cool. So it's got a little lever here that you can retract the fists. I don't want it to retract when I put it in though, so I do need to kind of somehow keep it unretracted and get the fist in. There we go. I'm assuming that's got to do something with the transformation, which, you know, he literally bends over at the waist. So can I get the fist back out? There we can. That looks all right. A lot of articulation through here. He's got like a bicep swivel, and he's got almost like a double elbow bend, as well as the wrist turn. So that's pretty neat. Now that I know that retracts, I need to just make sure that it doesn't retract when I put in this one. There we go. So far so good. 90% done. Let me show you the gun. Now, he did have the cool cannon. And the cannon, it does go at the top up here, normally. So, you know, normally you'd leave it like that. He did have a second, like, twin cannon. Now, the way that they've set it up is they've set it up separately, which is kind of cool. You had to install these little swivel parts here, but they can be put in individually. So you can have one gun in one hand and one gun in the other. Okay, cool, nice. Except normally he's got a twin cannon, and so they have to be joined together for that one, because if we look under here, under his feet, he's got a couple of peg holes. The ends of these cannons normally go into those things. So what you can do, if you look at these ones here, there's a hole there and a hole there. We want it to look a bit like that. So it doesn't really matter which one you do, but let's say this one here. If I swivel that down, you can now see that there's a hole there. I just take this peg and place it into that hole. Just line it up a little bit. And there's your twin cannon. Very much like the original, which would then go into his feet when he turns into a tank. That's kind of cool. But now what's going on with this robo crotch? Why aren't you going in? There we go. See, I just need to step away sometimes. You just got to straighten it up. It is actually a hexagonal hole that it goes into. So I'm not here to question his gender. But, you know, having a hexagonal hole in the crotch doesn't seem like a very good thing. So there he is. Tankor with his blaster. That's kind of cool. I should stand him up. There we go. Looks pretty cool. Let's fade out and get him on the Spinatron. And here he is on the Spinatron 3000. I'm enjoying watching the camera bug out, working out what to focus on. So enjoy it as it focuses on Tankor for a little bit, and then it focuses on the background. Nice job, camera. Good job, autofocus. So let's just take that out of the equation and go through those points of articulation again. So we saw that the hand stuff was pretty good. His legs don't quite do full split. They do the front and back pretty well. There is a knee bend, a double knee bend, so that helps. with stability. In terms of leg, there is a slight. Okay, that's not slight. That's a lot. Look at that ankle tilt, dude. Your ankle. What have you done? Get him a moon boot. Doesn't even help with the transformation. Let me show you the transformation. Here is what they say the transformation is. Stand him up, put his feet together, pop his hand inside, get those things flat. Yeah, so do that, and then literally bend him over. That's his transformation. Which is why these things bend so far, because they need to kind of bend upwards like that. Kind of sit him. Hang on, I've got to start again because he's gone all wonky. What's going on with these legs? So, hang on. What's going on? Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, that took far too long than it needed to be. So, they say to those panels come down. These panels come down, and then he sits up like that. That kind of makes sense. So if we go back to this one for a bit, this is the part that's a little bit weird because he's almost like over articulated. Is these panels on his legs slide up and down? Yeah, so if I mismatch it, see how it's kind of one's higher than the other? Because they slide down. And so you're supposed to slide them both down, and these flaps on his side are supposed to swing upwards like that. I guess that helps. Yeah, see these flaps here? They're supposed to flap upwards like that. I guess that helps him lean over without getting in the way of things. So then, once you've got that, you're supposed to get him to kind of sit upright in some way. Like that, says the picture. Although he's a little bit more upright in the picture. But then, does that go even further down? No, it doesn't. I don't want to force it. I've had issues with things being forced before. But either way, he's supposed to go like that. And he's got a couple of tabs on his forearm that should tab into the side here. So if you do it properly, he should tab in like that. And then this is supposed to, bend over all the way. But for at the moment, he doesn't want to do that for whatever reason. I'm not going to put him in tank mode. Well, not keep him in tank mode anyway. But for now, he's pretty cool. Get back up there. Come forward. Spin around. Bump the camera. There you go. There's Tankle from MegaHouse Robo series number 4. Battle Robo Macine Build. It's a long name. Try and Google it. I'll put it in the comments or in the description. Sorry, and then you can decide for yourself whether or not he's worth checking out. I think he is. The colour's beautiful. It really is. Just like I remember him from the Machineman series. So, yeah, I might pop back right at the end if I can get him to transform properly. But yeah, check it out if you want. To the 2 people that stuck around, thanks. I enjoy you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Trusted toys, hey you.
Yeah, that's what he looks like. See how he's bent basically straight over. These forearms tab in there. Part of the problem was what you need to do, and this is something that I alluded to earlier. If I take those out, these are supposed to slide down, but you've got to make sure these parts, these little trapezoid shaped pieces, they, because of the little tab bit sticking off it for where it was stuck on, it was stopping the panel from sliding. That was the problem. So flathead screwdriver, press down to make sure it works. This one's been scuffed a little bit because of that. This one kind of refused to go down, but that's how you do it. So once you've done that, it slides all the way down. It slides all the way down, and then you can sit him up straight like that to then literally bend over and show him where your cannon goes. And that's the tank mode, and you can even put the double things in there. That's exactly like I remember him. That's so cool. Except mine got really, really wobbly, and then his arms just kind of went down like that in the original. But I'm not going to store him like this. I'll definitely be showing him off in robot mode. But that's how it's done. Nice. Cool.